Hello everyone, welcome back to our next episode. And how are you, Afrin?
I'm good. Tai,
We are
how
matching.
are you? Yeah, it is pretty much stage that we are matching today.
Yeah, but
Okay.
a good match.
It's a good coincidence.
A good coincidence.
So, welcome to another episode
Of Bae Pathar.
of Bae Pathar. And after having a really
Nice
great,
conversation.
nice, wholesome conversation about friends and friendship and how friendship can make cultures meet
Yes.
and different cultures and different communities meet and how it is important. I guess I enjoyed a lot last
Meet
time.
my friend Afrin.
And meet my friend Diksha. And yeah,
Let's begin?
let's begin. Let's
Cool.
begin today's conversation. And what are we talking about today?
So,
Okay.
since we've been talking about friends, friendships, a topic related to that
Okay.
is, do you like traveling? And have you traveled with your friends
Obviously,
more?
who doesn't?
Or have you traveled with your family more? Or like what type of a traveler are you?
See, I'll tell you honestly, I haven't traveled a lot in my life, like for a vacation or I haven't been on a trip. But then I have had picnics and we have had trips in Kashmir, or we have had treks, long treks of 10 days, 9 days. So that way, and obviously it has always been with my friends.
Oh,
With family I have, but very, not that much. Kabhi.
so you've stayed overnight with your friends
Yeah.
for camping and stuff.
Yeah, that so we do, like we often do that. Like, whenever I go back home, my cousins, my friends, everybody plan, and if I am there for 1 month, then in a month we do it at least once, and if I am there for 3 months, then we do it thrice. And we go to different places and we try to go to the places which nobody has an idea of in the village, because high up in the mountains, everybody doesn't get to go there every day.
Yeah.
Obviously somebody will know of the places and somebody is living there already. Some travel people live there, but we try to go to the places that we don't know, and we we want to travel, but we first want to travel, not travel, but we first want to see all those unexplored places in Kashmir, in my region, or in anywhere in Kashmir. And it is fun, like going with your bags on your back, walking, climbing the mountains, and you don't know where you'll end up, and suddenly you see such a heavenly beautiful place that you're like, God, इधर से जाना ही नहीं है वापस, and all, it's serene. It's really,
Do you remember your first
yeah, I do actually.
picnic
I
or
do.
travel?
It was with my school actually. I had gone to Pahalgam for the first time. It isn't that far from my
Yeah.
place, but then going to Pahalgam as a kid was really fun. I love Pahalgam because I used to go there every year. I used to go there because पास में ही है, तो obviously जाना होता ही था. But then it's my really favorite place, Betab Valley, then Adu Valley, then glaciers. And nowadays people fool tourists and that we'll show you mini Switzerland, and they take them to some
Yes.
odd place and where there is a ground and whole like that.
Yeah.
But then it's fun, river rafting. Then
You've done it?
No, I have not. But then I would have done it. But then when I used to visit Pahalgam, I was a kid, and they don't allow children to do it. But I will definitely, and I will do it in Pahalgam only.
But you're adventurous.
Yeah, I am
You
definitely.
like
very
skydiving
much.
वगैरह
I'll do
करोगे?
it. I'll do it. Yes.
Really?
I want to do it. I will do it. Someday.
Wow.
I want to do bungee jumping also. That way. I love all these things. So yeah, and my biggest trip, you can say, till date, has been to a place called Kausarnag, that is very high in the mountains in my region where I live. So it's a spring,
Oh.
but it's very big spring. It's like a lake, and it is frozen almost 8 months, for 8 months, 8 9 months. There are these 2 3 months like June, July when the slow, obviously snow is there, but the lake melts and you can see the water, and you can climb up there and go there. And it takes days, like you'll have to have a week to go there, and or more, and you'll have to take a horse with you who carries your your bags and all, because बहुत सामान होता है एक हफ्ते का. And there is a point जहाँ से आगे घोड़ा भी नहीं जा सकता है, क्योंकि फिर वो पत्थर वाला थोड़ा ज़्यादा पहाड़ आ जाता है and all, क्योंकि बहुत ही ज़्यादा ऊपर है. And I find myself lucky that I made it and I could climb up till up there. And I can tell you, once in a lifetime experience, and we are planning to go there again when I finish my 12th standard and I go back home.
Yes.
We'll do it once.
Take us also with you.
Definitely we will do it.
Nice.
You should come there actually.
I know.
But then, I guess you are wanderlust as they call it, and you have traveled a lot.
Yes.
So tell us some, stories or some whatever you feel about traveling, or how do you like it?
I love traveling,
Okay.
of course. I have been going on trips since I was very young. So my parents also love traveling. So that's where the कीड़ा of travel, and the best part is कि वो दोनों मेरे मम्मी और पापा spontaneous travelers. अभी कम हुआ है, पर before they would just make plans and we would just go, or they would just go. So that's where the wanderlust comes in me. And I have also traveled a lot like that. कि अच्छा चलो निकलते हैं करके निकल गए. And then we are back after 2 days, 3 days. So traveling is in my blood.
Yeah.
The first travel that I remember is me, my mom and dad and my brother. We had gone to Simla, Kulu Manali.
Oh, nice.
And I must have been very young, like 3.5.
And you remember it still? You remember?
I
Or
don't
do you have
remember
seen
the
the photos?
entire. No. I don't. I have glimpses of
nice.
that trip where one of the trip was जो रोजा मूवी पता है? हाँ, तो उसमें एक गाना है जिसमें वो टेम्पल दिखता है सिमला का. तो then we had gone there. I don't remember the name of that. ये जवानी है दीवाने में भी वो टेम्पल है. So then to give the reference, so we had gone there to see that temple, and I have a memory from that day where there was a guy with a monkey, और वो जो monkey jump जो भी करते हैं ना, हाँ, they make the monkey play, उनको कपड़े पहने हुए होते हैं, उनका जो शो होता है. So that was going on, and then I remember that guy putting that monkey on, was trying to give me the monkey to put on my lap to take a photo, and then for my brother, but I freaked out, of course, I was too little. So then my brother did it, and he has a photo holding that such a cute monkey. So I have a memory of that specific incident.
Nice.
And then since then I've traveled a lot with my family also, and I've traveled a lot with my friends. Nachiket and I, we travel a lot. But I'm not adventurous like you.
Why?
I mean, I've been on roller coasters and stuff.
Roller coaster is not an adventure.
For me it is.
Okay. It's an amusement park,
But then
it's a ride.
Yeah, but I mean, some of them are scary rides.
No, yeah.
Yes, have you been?
I have not been on a roller coaster, and I want to. अभी तो age चला गया, I guess.
नहीं, ऐसे कुछ नहीं.
But yeah, I want to. But roller coaster पे तो नहीं. But I have been in amusement parks, and very scary amusement parks. But then I love them.
I also love them, but
I love that adventure when there is that risk of happening something, na.
That's the extent of my. Or I would love to do scuba diving. That's one thing.
Obviously.
I've done snorkeling in Andaman.
Snorkeling?
Snorkeling is where you put a gear.
Oh, okay.
And that
I get
tube
it.
is,
I get it.
जो पानी के बाहर रहता है. I've done that in Andaman Nicobar Islands.
Oh, you have been to Andaman Nicobar?
It is so gorgeous.
I want to go there once.
It's gorgeous. It's the best sea I've seen Indian region में.
Oh, nice.
And this was way before ना, तो tsunami और ये कुछ नहीं हुआ था, तो it was just too good. I mean, fish literally swimming around you and you're snorkeling.
Oh wow.
So that is one thing I will love to do, like scuba dive. But other than that, I have no adventure in me.
No, I definitely want to do bungee jumping, and I'll soon do it.
Really?
I want to do it very badly.
You should do skydiving in Dubai.
I will. But then people have like I want to go to Europe. I want to go to this place or that place. I actually don't have those. I want to travel to Europe and all because
You don't have that?
No, because coming from Kashmir, who wants to go to Europe?
Why?
I don't think so because the same things we'll see, na?
No,
Same
you won't.
views.
It's very different.
Landscapes are the same.
No.
Obviously, I want to go to Turkey once.
No, it's very different.
Really?
It's very different, yeah.
And I want to go to New Zealand. These are the two places I want to visit.
But even I've been to Switzerland.
Oh, nice.
So yes, but it's still not very. It's similar, but it's very different. I mean, you will be able to distinguish between Kashmir and Switzerland because architecture is different.
Yeah.
People are different, and nature is also different. It's similar, I would say, but.
So tell me, when you travel,
Huh.
what do you look for? Like, do you look for the landscapes, or do you look for nature, or do you look for food? Like, what do you want to explore, or do you look for people you want to see or people you want to meet? What's it?
So,
what's it that excites you when you want to travel? What do you like? That thing. What's the thing that excites you? कि हाँ आज ये करने को मिलेगा because I'm traveling.
If I'm traveling outside of India, walking and seeing. For couple of first 2 days, I am that tourist. So I want to go see all the touristy things, whatever the city or the country or the region is famous for. So I'll go do that. I prefer walking there. So because European countries, the way I have explored them is by walking, and it is the best way, according to me, to explore European cities.
Okay.
So that is the first thing. Then I love architecture. I love going and seeing architecture from different cities, and food, of course.
So you try everything, authentic food and
authentic food. Matlab, even
if in France they serve you a frog.
In France, they probably won't serve me.
They do. They have that delicacy of.
Okay.
It looks like a frog. I have seen that in videos
Maybe
online.
octopus.
Yeah, and you will have it.
I've had octopus.
Oh my god.
I didn't.
I will hesitate on that. I won't.
You won't. I mean, I won't eat a frog. I have my limits, but not every local cuisine is going to have this extreme
I will
type
want
of meat.
to try the local cuisine, obviously. That is obviously a big part of travel. कि आप गए हो और आपने वहाँ का खाना नहीं खाया is a big no.
But then I am also that boring tourist where I would, because I need to feed myself now. I can't be just.
So you look for Indian food and.
No, not Indian, but my comfort food.
Okay.
So the best part now with globalization has happened. Indian food is everywhere. There is Italian food everywhere. So then I go and find my comfort food after trying out couple of things. I'm not that extreme eater कि हाँ जो भी है मेरे सामने मैं खा लूँगी. No, I have my limits.
I am a big foodie, but no, I can't.
हाँ. Exactly.
कुछ भी रख दिया.
हाँ. So I won't do that, of course, but कि मैं और नचिकेत वहाँ के रेस्टोरेंट्स देखेंगे कि कौन सा फेमस है, फिर वहाँ जाके क्या क्या लोगों ने रिव्यू किया है, क्या क्या ट्राई करना चाहिए. वी गो एंड दोनों के बीच में विल फर्स्ट ट्राई वन डिश कि पसंद आ रहा है कि नहीं, एंड इफ वी लाइक इट देन वी ऑर्डर सेपरेटली.
Nice.
But हाँ, food.
But obviously you have traveled a lot outside India and all.
But in India also I've traveled a lot.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
So
tell me, what is your instant, huh? If I tell you we are leaving tonight, where would you like? There is no restriction.
I'm sorry, but there is this bias of going to Kashmir.
But other than it's your home.
Okay, Kashmir, I would.
As a travel, there is no restriction of passport, visa, money, nothing. What is the first thing?
Bhutan. I would want to go there, and not just Bhutan. I would want to go to Kerala.
Me too. I've never been.
Kerala?
Let's go together.
Yes, let's go.
And we'll go on bikes.
And Goa, yaar. Goa is a major part that I want to go.
You've never been to Goa?
Never been to Goa. I even haven't touched Goa, boundary of Goa. So yeah, Goa. If you tell me now कि जाना है, I'll say Goa.
Let's go then.
पास में है, bike पे जा सकते हैं.
अरे bike, that is one thing that Nachiketa and I we love is traveling on
bikes.
Nice.
Bike rides. I also like bike rides. Like we go on bike rides when we are in Kashmir. We do it almost every day. At least a small ride for an hour. We do it, and we have that liberty to go to, those big mountains and those roads and see that beauty every day and feel the air. That cold breeze, fresh and that cold breeze,
No pollution air.
Yeah, and that air has something, when it touches your skin, that cold breeze, it makes you feel like that it has quenched your thirst.
Wow.
Oh my god. I don't know what I was said.
Quench your thirst. Your soul is thirsty.
Guys, I can be a good drama, if there is a...
Soul food.
Yeah.
Soul water. Kashmir air is soul water.
Oh, this is...
Adla joke hai.
So, you come from a place where you have seas, you have oceans, and you have beaches. And I come from a place where there are mountains, we have the mighty Himalayas. And we have snow and all. So how was your, vision, like a visualization of snow when you hadn't seen it for the first time, or a snowy mountain, or a Himalayan mountain, anything, whatever?
So, see, with me, what has happened is, before I could even realize that there is something as sea or lakes or snow, because I was very young when I'm grateful that I got to experience snow, like I said, because we had gone to Simla, Kullu, Manali, and there was walls of snow when we had gone there. So before I could even know what it is, I had experienced it already.
Okay.
So after growing up, that is something I cannot even put it in words, that how much mountains call me. That is one thing, there is a longing to go and be surrounded by mountains and snow-peaked mountains. It gives me some type of calmness.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Even when we are in Kashmir, our village, when you start walking towards the highway, there is this, it is because it is a valley, so it is surrounded by mountains and mountain ranges. It gives me this calm sense of being that I am surrounded by snow-peaked mountains. So snow does something to me personally, and I love snow. I've always loved it since I know what it is. And even in New York, because it snows a lot in New York, snow days used to be my favorite days. I used to step out in snowstorm also, because I love it. And do you feel the same?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it snow
there is this
or sea also? Do you connect with water bodies? Because there are lakes also.
A lot. I connect to water bodies. I'm a water baby, I'll tell you. I love water. Like as a child, we have spent our childhood playing in the rivers. Like we used to play pakadam pakadai in the river. I am not kidding.
Oh my god.
We used to have, like, there used to be 10 on one person and others used to swim and run here and there. Not run, swim here and there. That used to be our sport.
Oh my god.
Itna addiction tha hame, aur itna, that love. Now I had a call with my friend and he was like, I'm on the river, do you want to come?
Oh my god.
So water, I loved, being in water and swimming. I loved since childhood, but then I didn't had access to the seas or oceans or beaches. But when I was a child, when I hadn't been to a beach or a sea, I had obviously seen Dal Lake growing up. So in recent Kashmir, so I just thought कि कुछ ऐसा ही होता होगा यार, कुछ ऐसा सा ही दिखता होगा. But then when you see Dal Lake, you can see the other side. वहाँ पे एक पहाड़ है, उस side में. When you see it from the boulevard area, you can see पीछे एक पहाड़ है. But then when I first time when I went to a beach, I still remember it was in Alibag. When I saw that horizon, that you can't see anything beyond a point.
Yes.
And when we saw that sunset, oh my god. And I got to know for the first time that sunset in Marathi is called Kshitij.
Wow.
That I still remember. And you know, as a child we were told कि मतलब नमकीन पानी होता है समंदर का, नमकीन पानी. I used to be like, oh wow, नमकीन पानी, like उसमें नमक होता होगा. It would taste like, I used to mix and you know, कुछ ऐसा सा ही लगता होगा क्या, you know, I didn't had it in my imagination कि कैसा होता होगा exactly.
Wait, what do you mean mix and?
I used to mix in the glass नमक.
Sea water?
No, घर पे fresh water लेके उस पे नमक डाल के ऐसा. And I used to just think कि ऐसा होता होगा क्या कि नमकीन पानी.
Really?
Yeah, because we used to have some stories about how did sea water become salty.
Oh.
There were these fairy tale, you know, folklore stories about where there had morals of greediness and all, how how people should not be greedy. And there was this story that a man has, उसके पास चक्की होता है जो नमक बनाती है, and which makes him wealthy. But then he gets greedy and he wants to take it alone and all. He wishes that वो बनाती रहे हमेशा के लिए. And he कुछ तो वो बोट पे चला जाता है और उस पे इतना नमक हो जाता है कि वो डूब जाता है. And that chakki is still on the bed of the ocean and is still creating salt. And it was some folklore story.
Yeah.
And I used to love that story, and I used to really feel that अरे वो चक्की होती होगी and it will you know.
Nice.
वो नमक अभी भी बना रही है and the water is getting salty. And I didn't know about the tides and waves and all. No, I didn't have any. Obviously, we had studied it in geography and all. But then I didn't have that physical experience. But then when I first, and we just ran into the ocean because you know, where do you get such a huge water body and vast thing, and there are so adventure sports also to do in sports. I haven't done anything yet, but I would love to.
You would like it because there are really.
I would love to do that. वो ना लटका देते हैं and खुद खींच के चले और ऐसे गिरते पड़ते कुछ भी होते रहता है. I would love to. Parasailing, I guess it is called.
Yes, I've done that actually.
Oh my god.
Parasailing मतलब क्या बोल? Parasailing
वो बांध के जेट स्की को पीछे वो लटका हुआ उड़ रहा रहता है.
हाँ, but इतना fast नहीं. So what I've done is कि बोट से आपको वो भेज देते हैं ऐसे in the sky. That was so calming for me. I thought I'll be scared.
I would love to do paragliding and this.
But it is so calm, yeah. I mean, you're up in the air, floating, and then you see the vastness of the sea, and from above the sea feels so calm and just serene, and you can't hear anything. You're in the air, and what a feeling.
And I had this funny, you know, I used to feel कि sharks होते होंगे यार sea में वो and all. And जिनके साथ हम गए थे, and I asked them कि ज़्यादा अंदर गए तो sharks वगैरह आ गए तो क्या करेंगे, and they were like कि
ऐसे नहीं
होता हर जगह पे नहीं होते sharks. But then when I first went into the sea, हम लोग कैसे करते हैं कि नदी में how we enter, हम लोग direct dive कर लेते हैं, and I just ran and I was like
head
मैं ऐसे गुस्सा, and I was like मुझे आंखें खुली रखनी है और मुझे देखना है, and I opened my eyes in the water, and for an hour I was like
crying probably with that salty water.
And it was in my nose and all, and I was like, oh god, what is this? ये क्या है? But then you know those waves when it comes and it touches you on the back and pushes you and then takes it with you. It is so much fun. And we played on beach, we played cricket on beach, we played volleyball. It is so much fun, yaar. Being on a beach was actually, you know, once in a lifetime. I have been a lot of time now, but when I had been there for the first time, it was really lovely. But then, you know, you interact with people a lot, with the locals on beaches also. Then I got to know that Konkani is a different language, even if it's similar to Marathi, it's a different language and all. And you know that those, you know, what can we call that, a conversation with a stranger on a travel. What do you feel about that? Like, what is your take on a conversation with the strangers when we are on travel?
in general, traveling
It's fun.
is fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's raining outside, and I can remember traveling in during rainy season. I remember traveling during snowfalls
Wow.
and interactions with strangers. So one of them comes to my mind. Two of them actually come to my mind. One is while we were going to Switzerland
Yeah.
recently. Skies were clear, everything was perfect, and then suddenly we hit turbulence.
Oh my God.
And I was really scared.
Oh.
And then by the time the turbulence was over, I had to go to the loo. So then I started walking in the aisle, and we started shaking again.
Yeah.
So of course, the cabin crew, and they were like, take your seat, we are in a turbulence, blah blah blah. So I sat, and there was a woman sitting next to me. I was scared.
Obviously.
Very scared. And the skies were clear, so I was like, what the hell is happening? Why is there turbulence here? I mean, there are no clouds, nothing. And then I just looked at her, and she was 100 times more scared than I was.
Oh my God.
So then I remember just holding, like, both of us by instinct, we held each other's hands, and I was consoling her. She was consoling me that it's okay, don't be scared, don't be scared. And she was almost like, jumping, like she was so scared. So then I had to become that stronger person and be like, it's okay, we're gonna be fine, it's okay, just it's just turbulence, we're gonna make it, just don't worry. And of course we made it and we were okay.
Pretty evident.
And at that time there were no thoughts. I mean, we were reacting as humans to each other. And then the second not so scary at all experience is, we were traveling in Ladakh, and we got hungry, so we stopped at this really small क्या बोलते हैं, हाउस कैफे. घर ही था उनका पीछे, आगे they were serving Maggie, omelette, chai. So then we stopped, we were having food, and there was this younger in her 20s, maybe, a girl with a really cute baby. And then she came, she sat next to us, it was her house. And then we talked with her, and the baby played with us, and we played with the baby. We have really cute photos with the baby, and त्या बाळाचे एवढे गाल होते, like so cute.
And this is like really.
This is like 10 years ago.
Oh, okay. I thought.
No, not the first time.
Okay,
No. This is 10 years ago when I revisited Ladakh as a grown up.
Yeah.
And then again, we were just there as people.
Yeah.
Interacting, and they fed us the best omelette I've ever had in my life. So interactions like that are so unforced.
Yeah.
We just talk to each other as people. We don't even remember each other's names, background, nothing. Have you had any such interactions?
Yeah, I have had a lot of times. Like, I recall of one. Once I told you that we had gone to Kamsanag and we were traveling there. And once we were climbing, we had just started to trek from the
Base.
There is no base, I mean from the village, from the base of the mountain. And we were climbing, and I saw a middle-aged man alone, who definitely was not looking a Kashmiri, with a camera in his hand, and he was making a video journal of his own. And I was like, who's this guy? And I was wondering, what's he doing? And seeing a camera, I just got excited. Let's just ask him, what's he shooting? So, and my cousins also like, अरे यार शायद से vlogger है या कोई, तो तू पूछ एक बार. Because we also had this in mind कि YouTube पे कुछ ना कुछ करते हैं यार, हम भी हमारे travel के journals बना के डालेंगे, video journals. But then I just went there, and he was speaking in Marathi.
Seriously?
Yeah, in the video, like to the camera. And I just, obviously it was my it was my it was my territory, it was my chance, and I just went to him and I asked him Marathi what is he doing here and who is he? Like, how is he here? Because nobody knows of this place except the locals. And he was like, no, and he just told me I feel like Kashmir is so unexplored and people just don't come to the places that they should, and they don't meet the locals, and I want to do this that I'm doing. And he just said he has randomly been wandering like this only since a month, and he had been in Shopian a day earlier, and then he had come from there through the mountains, not also by road.
What?
He was traveling like that. He had a small backpack and he was traveling like that only.
Alone?
Yeah, he was alone. And I was so shocked. And he climbed with us till a point, and then he was like, now I need to go back, because he was a bit tired also. And he put us in the video also, and he just said that he felt so nice that when I spoke to him in Marathi, he was like कि मेरे मतलब ख्वाबों में भी कभी सोचा नहीं था कि यार कश्मीर की एक छोटे से विलेज के एक पहाड़ पे कोई कश्मीरी आके मेरे साथ मराठी में बात करेगा. And it was really nice, to look at his face when I spoke in Marathi to him. Like, he felt that homely feeling, and I really felt nice like talking to him. I don't even know his name.
Oh my God.
But then we had really great conversations about Kashmir, and he asked me that how did you learn Marathi, and he shared with me that he also would love to be here for a while and live here and learn the culture and learn the language, and I felt really nice. And people like such, they make difference. They actually do.
They stay with you.
Yeah, they do.
They stay with you.
And on the same trip, when we were facing some troubles with our supplies and all, while coming back, while climbing down the mountain, we came across a family. He was an old uncle. He must be in his 70s, but he was very fit and all. He was a tribal people in Kashmir. They live in cottages while summers up in the mountains, because they have cattle, so they have to feed them.
Yeah.
And he was like, you do one thing, you come near my cottage, you आप अपना tent हमारे cottage के side में लगा लो, and you come to our place and you eat. And he has fed us for one whole day, 3 meals, and gave us blankets and gave us kangdi, that thing, because it was very cold, and warned us कि there can be animals, bear, मतलब भालू आ सकता है या कोई चीता वगैरह आ सकता है. He warned us, and there had come a bear, and he had in the night. He didn't tell us, obviously, because we would have got scared, that he thought. Obviously, we were aware of those things, that ऐसा हो सकता है. But then he himself had gone in the night. They have those tricks of lighting up the fire and making some noises so that the bear doesn't come near them. So he had done that in the night while we were sleeping. So that is so nice, and we didn't even know who that person is and all. This is so nice.
So that actually reminds me of an experience that Nachiket has had during COVID.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah,
yes.
Which was just
like, I don't actually know what had actually happened, but I just know that he was stuck somewhere.
Yes. So what had happened was, we had planned our very first schedule for a project that we were trying to explore in Kashmir. And I was supposed to join them 2 or 3 days later, because I had some shoot happening in Pune. So Nachiket, along with 2 other guys, they left for Kashmir. They reached डोडा करके जो रीजन है जम्मू प्रोविंस में. So they reached there, and तब तक कुछ ना न्यूज़ में आ रहा था कि कुछ तो है वायरस ये वो, but we were like क्या ही होगा ये. So then I had also packed my bag, and it was, I think, 18th of March, where I was supposed to fly to Srinagar, and to Jammu, and from there I was going to go by bus.
Oh, by bus?
Nice. हाँ, अरे क्या रास्ता है यार. That is I mean, such a वो तावी river all along the way to Doda, and क्या gorgeous blue green color water.
और उस पे वो बस वाले के songs.
बस वाले के songs, और then you're on the left side ना while going to Doda, so you're traveling with the river all along. True. Just gorgeous. So specifically, it is a region called Bhadarwa, which is close to Doda.
Kishtewar Doda,
Kishtewar Doda. And then suddenly, of course, because it was COVID, everything shut, my flight got cancelled, this, and I was like, oh my god.
So then you didn't go?
I couldn't go because my flight was cancelled. And Nachiket and these two other, so 3 people in total, Nachiket and 2 others, they were in Bhadarwa with this family, and we just didn't know what was going to happen after that. Because first the lockdown was for, I think, what, 13 days or
13
something.
days, yeah.
So then we were like, okay, after 13 days, come back.
Yeah.
And then it got extended, and Nachiket, Ninad and Shamin, they were stuck with this gorgeous, amazing Kashmiri family for 3 months.
And
They fed them, they were staying in their house, they got, because these 3 were from outside of Kashmir, they had to quarantine. After a certain point there was this कि जो भी बाहर से उनको quarantine करना पड़ेगा. So then this family is so special. उन्होंने अपने बेटे को बोला कि आप भी इनके साथ जाके रहो hospital.
In the quarantine center.
क्योंकि they didn't know anybody, they don't understand the language.
Yeah.
So it was, we all were just, matlab, we stopped worrying. Because at a point we were like, they were in the safest hands they could have been during COVID.
Yeah.
And they fed them, they cooked together, they had fun, they played cricket together, they did bonfires together, they did everything together as a family.
Yeah.
It is so rare, especially during COVID when times are tough for everyone. I mean, jobs had stopped, people had stopped making money for, those few whatever months. But here was this family who just took care of them.
Wow.
I mean, they never even spoke of it कि देखो हमने आपके लिए ये किया. Never ever. I mean, we still get on a call with them and this is never mentioned कि remember you had stayed with us. None of it. It was like, yeah, you guys are like our sons, our family. Of course we're going to look after you. I mean, there was no question ever.
Wow.
And then when it was time for them to come back, they were with them making all the plans कि कैब कहाँ से कर सकते हैं, बस कहाँ से ले सकते हैं, कौन सा ट्रेन लेना है, ये वो. They were on call with them all throughout their journey back to Pune. And it was just amazing. फिर then it caught attention. फिर वो newspaper में भी आया था कि एक कश्मीरी family is hosting, and not hosting. I mean, they had become family. These 3 Pune boys had been staying with this Malik family in कहाँ पर? Bhadarwa में.
Yes.
तो this is what.
This is so
wholesome.
Yeah. Kishtwar has this thing of having poets.
I know, rich.
Ghulam Nabi Dolwal is also from, he's a very celebrated poet of Kashmir, is also from Kishtwar. Yeah.
और वो पूरा हिल पर है गाँव.
Yeah, I know.
ऐसे कुछ है नहीं कि सिटी में है फ्लैट, नहीं, पूरा हिल पर है. और again such a it's a good mix of all the religions. It was so refreshing to see that. क्योंकि हम सुनते रहते हैं ना कि है नहीं. It's not like that. There is a huge Shankar temple, Shiv ka temple in the middle of the city. तो मतलब this is what travel.
Lately Kishtwar is becoming famous among tourists. They want to visit there. I don't know how, but they should. It is gorgeous.
It is just
not just the landscape, but how you mentioned the good mix of people and good mix of cultures for that too. And they are so rich in their literature. As I told, there are a lot of poets who have come out of Kishtwar and that area. The literature is also very, very good, and obviously literacy rates and all that is now they are higher. They are topping in that also.
Yes.
But it's a really, really good reason. I have been there once when I was a child, but then I would want to go again. I do want, and I will go.
It's from Jammu. I think it's like a 6 or 7 hours.
From
but you don't feel that because the nature is. Oh my god. And I mean, of course, we had traveled when I had traveled there, it was during the end of winter and almost summer had started. I mean, good spring. Warm weather had started. So the sun was out and we didn't have to stop because of landslide or none of that. It was just
wow. I can imagine.
I have taken thousands of photos. I'm not even exaggerating.
I know. It
I
happens.
just couldn't. I'm like, my eyes are seeing this. I mean, the camera is not just doing the justice. It
True.
is so gorgeous.
It is. I can feel that right now. No, I can see that Tavir you are going, and you going with it in the bus.
And you're not even scared of the height there.
Yeah,
it is just
true.
so bizarre. मतलब कभी कभी ऐसे डर लगता है कि यार ये हम कितने हाइट पर है and you're going from the left side ना, so there is directly valley.
You can anytime go.
हाँ, but what color of that river, man.
Yeah,
I mean, just gorgeous.
So Tai, you know, obviously you travel to Kashmir a lot and you have been there for a work only for some few years.
Yes.
But then obviously when you go there, what's the thought, or when you went there for the first time, or not only particular to Kashmir, wherever you go to travel, what's this first thought? Because it's an strange alien place where you're going, you don't know anything of.
Yeah.
And obviously now you know a lot of people in Kashmir and all, but then when you travel to a certain place for the first time, what's the thought in your mind about the safety, you know? Is there any measures that you take, okay, I'll have to do all this and I'll have to make sure I keep someone updated or something? Because I guess you love solo trips.
I haven't traveled solo ever.
You haven't, but
and
you would love to.
No, I'm not that up. अकेले उठकर चली गई. I like traveling with someone.
Oh, that's nice.
Nachiket, of course.
Obviously.
But even if I had to do it with my friends, I don't crave for solo travel, to be honest.
That's nice. So
I will draw a really serious but funny way of I'll draw a comparison because you talked about safety or measures that we take before traveling to any new place. So during my Kashmir travels, there is no thought of oh my god, I need to safeguard myself ever. And funnily, I'll tell you one. I mean, there is no direct comparison to this.
Yeah.
We were traveling to a European country.
Okay. Obviously.
And we got on the plane. We presented our passports to her, and she snatched them from our hands. She took our passports somewhere, and three of us are freaking out. We're like, what is happening? And then she came rushing back to us. She took photos of us along with our passports, and we were like, what is happening? And then we kept asking her that, is something wrong? Like, can you please tell us why are you doing this? And clearly they did that only to the three of us and nobody else in the plane. And nothing, she took the photos and she was really like not at all friendly person at all. She was pretty rude to us. Even if we were asking her, she didn't answer any of our questions.
Oh my god.
And then we took off, we landed, we came back, everything. I mean, we didn't have any hiccups in our travel. But talking of this, and it's a very rich, developed country where I am pretty sure that people from all colors, races, cultures, countries go there. But then when you have such experiences, it stays with you, and then you're like, what the hell? I mean, we are spending, I mean, let's say even if I wasn't spending money from my pocket, but somebody was spending money from their pocket for us to be there. So it's not like, we had forced ourselves to be in that country. It was a great privilege, and prestige is a big word, but it was a great opportunity for us to be there. So such things also happen in international travel, and since then it's not like a safety measure that I take, but now every time I travel internationally, I'm like, you have that switch that goes off, and you're like, okay, I hope there is no hiccup on any international travel. But then people in India are like, oh my god, is it safe to go to Kashmir and blah blah blah, and I'm like, it's really safe. I mean,
yeah, it is.
Why then nobody talks about international travels and going to this Caucasian white country where they actually treat you like, not safe. So I would actually like to turn this question around its head and ask you, because I've heard this many a times that Kashmiris don't feel safe traveling. I mean, leisure-wise travel. Because this question is always presented to a Kashmiri, that is it safe to go to Kashmir? But vice versa, do you feel safe traveling?
See, if I talk for myself, obviously I do feel safe because I have that advantage of being a Marathi too.
Yes.
No, just kidding. I'm a pure Kashmiri who can just speak Marathi.
Yes.
Just making clear things. But if I had to answer that question, people feel unsafe to travel because there have been cases, some mishap has happened, something has happened, someone was traveling and something political happened and something happened, दंगे हो जाते हैं और लड़ाई हो गया बाहर जाके, can't say लड़ाई but कुछ ना कुछ हो गया, banter हो गया and उसमें कुछ हो गया and something happened. So there are these stories. I don't think if they feel very unsafe traveling or not, or if there is anybody like that. I'm sure there will be someone and there are people like that. But then there is this, while I was coming outside Kashmir, not for travel obviously, but just to study, I was told by elders in the village ki please be careful, you are going very far and things like this have happened in the past and it can repeat. And I'll tell you, it is not that only people from here are scared to come to Kashmir and feel unsafe there. People from Kashmir can also feel the same to come to India because we are treated like that here. It is not that we are not treated well, we are treated good also, very good. Maximum people treat us very nice. But then there are some cases that things end up very badly. And still people muster the courage and they come out and they explore places, and then the opinions change, or they can get even worse, and then things can change into some circumstances can be very, very bad of that. People change their opinions, change their minds, and then they become extremists and all because they are not treated well and they are not accepted in the other culture when they were traveling, or they were not
welcomed,
received very how they wanted, or how other person would have been received in the same state or same region or whatever you can say. But I think we feel safe, but there is this precaution, there is this warning, you can say precautionary disclaimer before everybody goes out. Even if they go with the, we send our apples, everybody in Kashmir has their apple farm, so we send our apples to Delhi, to Kanpur, to Calcutta, to wherever we send. So when somebody, obviously the Kashmiri truck driver is Kashmiri, and somebody, the owner of the apples who is sending them, somebody from the family also goes with the truck. So when they go, it's kind of a travel only because they go for fun only. So when they leave, it is said that please stay away from all these things. Just mean your business, do your business, whatever you want to do, because it can be dangerous if you try to do anything and if you try to engage in any things and obviously not fight, engage in anything else that people notice you, and then fights can happen. There was once, I remember there was this time where truck drivers from Kashmir were going out and they were getting beaten outside Kashmir, and then there was so much of rage and anger in the truck union of Kashmir. Then I still remember, obviously truck drivers from outside had come, and obviously people were waiting for them to take revenge. Some were beaten, obviously I won't deny that, but then they had got safety from the army, and then they were kept in a certain areas where nobody could come and they could they could maintain their business, do their job, and they could safely go out of Kashmir. But then as this has happened, some were killed also, not just beaten. This was, I still very clearly remember this, around 2015 and 16 this had happened. So all these stories of people who frequently go out, like drivers or somebody who wants to go for business, there are these stories which have happened. Obviously, I don't know what actually had happened. Was it their fault or was it anybody other's fault? But then these stories, are circulated everywhere, and then people, whenever they go outside to travel, they are told ki no, be careful.
Yeah.
It is, I don't know if they feel unsafe, but yeah, this is the precaution that everybody is told to take, that please be careful and don't just get mixed up in all this.
Yeah.
It is the same with us also, coming out of our homeland, our hometown, our home state, it can feel unsafe. Because that thing that has been created over the years, that can have hatred for us in our countrymen who live in other states. And there is this image of Kashmiris that I guess we aren't that loyal to our country, and there is this also that we aren't integrated part of the country. And not only about us, I'll just make it like clear that this is not only about Kashmiris. Obviously, I am a Kashmiri and I feel that, but then I have seen this happening with the people from Ladakh also, see this with people of Northeast also. They are also discriminated on how they look and bullied that way in what we call
bigger part of
the main Indian cities, and they don't feel good about it. They hate it, and it is depressing. And I have seen it, and obviously it is sad. And they are made feel that you aren't part of, like, we and us and you are different. Because when you are asked, like, I can't even say what are they asked, but it is very sad to discriminate on how they look and tease them on that. And when they are sometimes telling you where they come from, and telling you oh ऐसी जगह भी होती है, अच्छा इंडिया में है ये, speak like that. People do that. I have seen this happening. So yeah, that is very sad. And obviously not only us as Kashmiris, all these people from all these border states or northeastern states or Ladakh, they must also be feeling should we go to a bigger Indian city?
Of course.
Will it be safe? How will people react to us? How will they accept us? But then सिक्के के हर सिक्के के दो पहलू होते हैं. There are good sides and there are bad sides. So yes, this is a thing we should change in India, and people in India should start considering us, we as Kashmiris and Kashmir, an integrated part of India, because we are. It is sad कि your countrymen, people from your country don't know okay, this region who is in the country and people from there are integrated part of the same country, and they aren't treated the same way. Talking about every aspect, like from Kashmir people, from Ladakh, people from northeastern states, even a few years ago, if you can say, people from South India were also bullied on that basis. But then now, due to their cinema, they made their culture so big that now whole India is wanting to follow South Indian culture, wanting to wear a lungi. That is so nice. That is different topic, that power of cinema. Cinema has a different power to influence people. But then they were able to do that. They were able to make an impact of their culture on the whole Indian audience. But then there are cultures who are not able to do that, and people are just ignorant about that, and they don't know anything. And it is not bad to not know anything, but it is bad to, even if they don't know and they starting judging the thing. So that is one thing that happens in our country and should stop, because we as Kashmiris beat anything. We are at last Indians.
Of course.
Beat anything. We are Indians. We also follow Indian rules. We also follow Indian constitution. We have our prime minister is also the same guy who is of the people from Pune.
Of course.
Same government. Everything is same. So why to do that? In fact, we have to make sure that people don't feel that we are anti-nationals. Coming from Kashmir, irrespective of the religion I'm talking, we have to make sure that people do not feel that no, this guy is an anti-national. I have to speak carefully when I'm speaking to a person from say Pune or say Delhi or say Mumbai. okay, shit, I'm a Kashmiri, if I say something, even if I make a fun of something, he can take it seriously because I'm from Kashmir. And those steps that we have to take and make people feel that no baba, we are also equally Indian as you are. But then people from outside India and
I was going to say that, like, it's not a one-sided thing. It is a mutual effort that needs to go in. It is non-Kashmiri people's also effort, or they also need to be aware, and they also need to be able to be welcoming and accepting and wanting to know more about.
Even if they are not welcoming and accepting, at least they should know the reality, or they should want to know, and they should, even if they are angry or something, they should at least consider it as an integrated part of India. Is that what I'm talking about? And I'll guarantee you, I mean, you will support me in this, even if, like, when consider a layman from a city of India who has no knowledge about Kashmir and the dispute, but he has some really extreme opinions about the Kashmir and Kashmiri people. I'll guarantee you, if he visits Kashmir and speaks to locals and has a dialogue and has a conversation with them like we are having right now, within a span of like seconds, he'll change his opinions and everything will be changed, and he'll be shocked. Oh my God, whatever I thought, वैसा कुछ है ही नहीं.
Right.
Everything is opposite.
Yes.
So give us a chance at least.
Of course.
And obviously, I think that now, when I think about all of this, I just think as Kashmiris, we will have to do something about it through our art, because our art is very, very diverse, very rich and very diverse. Through our art or anything what we can do, we will have to reach out to people from in our country and outside the country. We'll have to show them that no baba, we have a very rich culture, our cuisine is very diverse and it is very rich, our culture is very rich, our music, our folklore, everything is so nice, because nobody knows of anything of this. So that is what I think as Kashmiris we will have to do, and I think that is what I want to do in life. Through art, I want to make this reach to people.
Yeah, there is one thing that I would like to also share regarding this, is that we don't ever think twice if I'm going to America. We don't even think twice that if I'm going to be safe or not. It has the worst gun culture. It has the worst gun violence ever recorded in any country. But we don't think of that. We're like, we're going to America जा रहे हैं तो सिर्फ मजा ही मजा है. And but when we go to Kashmir, which is part of India, we're like, oh my God, is it safe?
Yeah.
So then, it is not fair, and
no, I think it is the media that they show, because people are unaware of things.
No, ऐसा नहीं है ना. We are aware कि अमेरिका में gun culture है, and it's getting worse. Year by year, it's getting worse. But people are not scared to go to America. In a heartbeat, people would love to go to America and visit and travel in America, but they will think and ponder, and they will research, and they'll ask people like me who visit Kashmir 10 times, is it safe, is it safe, is it safe? And I'm like, guys, we go there every year.
Yeah.
And we've been going there, I mean, I as a visitor, but you from there, we have never encountered anything.
Exactly, that is why I tell each and every friend of mine ki bhai.
And I'll tell you a really weird incident that only once I've had in America, is that I was traveling in a train and I really got scared that somebody sitting right in front of me was probably carrying a gun, and he was staring at me and he was doing this and this towards me. For only once this has happened. I was scared for my life.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh my God, I am in America. What if that person has a gun and he just starts shooting?
Sorry.
And this has never happened in Kashmir, ever. So, I mean, from this, people should learn that you can just go. I mean,
and it is not that you are in Kashmir for some few days. You are in Kashmir for months. And if it had to happen, it would have happened to you at any point of time. And you live in the local
area. With locals, So I mean, this is all we need to be very careful what news we consume, how much we consume, and we need to, a big problem with people is that even if I tell them that it's safe, it's embarrassing that first of all we have to, give a disclaimer that it's safe. It is safe. It is as safe as going anywhere, or not as safe as going anywhere. Anything can happen in Pune, Mumbai also nowadays, or in Delhi, or in Punjab, or in Kerala, and it can happen in Kashmir also. But it is more often than not that such things don't happen. And then people don't want to believe me. They want to believe the news they watch or the books they read, and I'm like, but I'm giving you my first-hand experience. Why don't you want to believe? Because they don't want to change their perspectives, because it's easier for people to keep believing in something that they have decided that they want to believe in.
That is so sad.
But this is why we are doing this, is we need to keep sharing, we need to keep not bombarding, but we need to keep spreading that. Oh my god, after
okay, let's cut the dark humor.
No, I know. No, we have to keep it. We need
let's
to
bombard
keep with flowers and love.
We can do that as well, guys.
Exactly.
We can bombard you with flowers and love, and we are that kind of people.
Exactly.
Yeah. So sorry, what were you saying?
Exactly this. That let's look at the positives, because there are positives, and if we do that, then this humor also can be there. And there is no judgment. There is, I mean, you're not offended when. And I am also not going to be offended if you crack a joke about me and my culture and my background. So there are positives, and we need to focus on that.
We will have to explore and try to take some efforts to know at least if you don't want to know the culture and everything else, at least know some people from there and just then judge it.
And it starts small, na? Befriend one person from a different culture or background. All it takes is that.
And trust me, you will thank me later, because if we as a culture, if we start any relation and attachment, it is for lifetime.
Yes, and I can vouch for it.
So.
Okay, so tell me, are you a light traveler or a heavy traveler? Like, do you pack? So do you pack like 10 bags for 2 days travel, or do you just travel take what is necessary?
I'm in the middle, I guess. I will not overpack. But I will take some extra things with me, because I'm like that decision is not so easy कि क्या क्या लेके जाना है ना. Exactly. And I go to such treks and trips where you can need anything at any point of time, so it's good to carry some extra things with you. So I'm in the middle.
Okay.
So what about you? Like, you take 10 bags for 1 day and all?
It depends on what type of travel it is.
Okay.
So if I'm going there with friends to chill, for example, if I'm going to Goa, I tend to overpack, because then I want to have my Instagram posts, and I want to wear this, then I want to wear that. But then if it's a work trip, then I pack pretty precise too, because I know my schedule, why I'm traveling, how many days, what all is lined up for me. So at that point, I am a pretty strict packer, where I take what is only necessary.
That is nice.
Yeah.
So you are also in the middle somewhere.
No, I'm the opposite ends, where I pack too much or I pack what is only necessary.
Oh, nice.
I am not this. I don't improvise.
Tell me, what's the thing, or what is that place, whenever you come across that place or hear about that place and travel comes to your mind? Oh my god.
So when I think of it, a place where I've not been to is Turkey.
Same, I want to.
And I want to go to Turkey so bad. Same. Turkey and UK. Actually,
you haven't been to UK yet?
No.
England you haven't?
No. And I really want. I mean, of course, the list is too long. But like the first thought that comes to my mind is Turkey. And
I was going to say that haven't you been to Uttarakhand? But then I got sorry.
Have you been to Uttarakhand?
No, I haven't been to UK yet. Okay, sorry.
Moving on from bad jokes from our friend.
It wasn't a joke, it was a sentence.
Or there is a place in Mumbai called Ulhasnagar, which is called USA. So, and I haven't been to that part of USA.
Okay. Okay.
I haven't traveled to the USA.
Okay.
So yeah, what is that for you? Like,
I'll say whenever I hear Pahalgam or Gulmarg, I'm like, okay, travel. Because these are the two places everyone would know. Like, even if a person who hasn't been to Kashmir ever, he'll say कि कहाँ से हो आप कश्मीर से? पहलगाम हाँ उधर के पास में. So and for me, most of the times when we had picnics of school and all, we used to go to Pahalgam or Gulmarg or to Mughal gardens that we have in Kashmir.
क्या बात है यार, ये क्या स्कूल ट्रिप से यार. हम जाते थे यहाँ. पता है, I'll tell you a joke. So I used to live I used to live in an area called Kothrood for 2.5 years. Then I moved to an area called Simwagad Road, Dhairi. Okay. When I was living here, my school had taken me to a place called Abhiruchi Gardens. Okay, and that was our school trip, which is like 6 kilometers from here, and it felt like a trip. 2 years later, I moved there. So that part is it is like going. That was our school trip.
So yeah, we used to go to Pahalgam, used to go to Ehrabal, Ehrabal, that is in my village. It is in my village only, in my area. But it is such a beautiful place, yeah. Guys, you should search once Ehrabal and see the photos. But when travel comes into my mind, it is always because of Pahalgam or Gulmarg. When these two places, somebody talks about these two places, and I feel like I should travel.
But outside Kashmir, is there any one place?
Turkey for me. Anytime.
Nah, it is.
I will definitely.
Yes,
it is in my bucket list.
Yes. For sure. So on this note, I think let's put it out in the universe.
No, tell us where do you...
Of course.
Where
but
let's
put it out in the universe that we are going to go to Turkey
someday.
Very
manifesting.
Soon. And let us know. Working with a 10-year-old, I feel sometimes.
Oh my God.
It's okay.
You should keep your inner child alive.
Of course, I am young at heart.
I
am still very young, but also young. Older than you, but...
You are young.
I
am younger, you are young. Okay, guys.
So tell me, how can I say I really desperately want to go to Turkey soon?
I'll tell you a very funny way of saying Tova, I mech gasun Turkey eksat.
Tova, mech gasun Turkey eskas.
Eksat. Tova. I'll make it easy for you.
No, Tawai is this.
Tawai Bugatsa Turkey.
Tawai Bugatsa Turkey.
Bugatsa Turkey.
Desperate laga.
That's Tawai Bugatsa Turkey.
Bugatsa Turkey. Varia fast.
Nice, some pretty nice words. Varia fast. Tawai Bugatsa Turkey. Tawai jaldi. Khudaya. Tawai gatsan Turkey. That was nice. That was actually so cute. Good job, yeah. So guys, finally we are at the end of this episode.
We have traveled all around and now we are here, landed here mentally.
So, Sari Mananas ki आज ये episode क्यों बायस होता है? How did you feel about the conversation? बे लिखियो comment में उसकी बेकात मतलब हैक बकात करें कि and you can share your incidents of Kashmir or anywhere you have visited and tell us in the comments where you want to visit. What is your dream place to visit? That's all from us today. You want to say anything?
No, and please subscribe, share, like.
Yes, that is the mandatory. So that is the normal routine drill you have to follow. Subscribe, share, comment,
100%.
everything. So do that as well.
And let us know about your travel.
And please engage with us, guys. Just write in the comments.
Yes.
Yeah, we want to know about.
We
different
love
things.
reading your comments.
Yeah.
And it's a really great boost for us to keep sharing our life stories.
Yeah, true.
And
we would love to know any
about
your things,
your
and
side
incidents.
of life. Yes.
Yeah.
So please let us know your fun, cringe, scary, whatever stories, travel stories you have, and what are your favorite or dream destinations or place, or if you're a mountain person or you're an ocean person, like let us know in the comments, and we love to know more. And if there is anything more that you would want us to talk about, and if you have any questions and concerns and everything, please let us know, and we're here to discuss and hopefully answer your questions.
We will definitely, if there are any questions or queries. We'll try.
From our end, from our experiences.
So
great.
Thank you.
See you in the next episode. Stay tuned, and I'll see you when I see you.
Yeah. Bye bye. He has some bloopers for it after
चांगली वाजली तांबडी चमकते